Hello everyone. So I like writing. I get ideas for stories sometimes quite a few ideas, but most of them don't interest me for too long, or I mash them with other ideas. I do tend to write them down though, so I thought it would be interesting to have a look at some of these ideas. I pretty much had them all on that notes app on one huge document. I'm only going to talk about original ideas here, but there were quite a few fanfic things on there as well. This isn't all of them, mainly because some of them were straight up just like one sentence or even a few words, and plus I don't want this video to be super long. With that said, let's begin. We'll just start with, we all know about the stories of superheroes, but you ever wondered what life is like for ordinary civilians sharing the same space? Meet Leslie DeVries, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, an average kid living in a city full of superheroes and dangerous villains. All he wants is a peaceful, ordinary life. Yet somehow he keeps winding up in the worst situations. I think I kind of like turned this idea into my miraculous fanfiction. So I kind of turned an original idea into a fanfic. A common theme you'll see is I get quite a few ideas for superhero related stories. My Super Assassin. I have terrible title ideas. Welcome to Filesword, a town full of superheroes, supervillains, and monsters. Above all the superheroes is Lyria, known as Empress. Despite her young age, she is considered to be the greatest hero of all time. However, she has a dark secret. She is secretly the head of the Assassin's League, a group of deadly killers. On the other side, meet Leslie DeVries, and I'm already reusing characters, who cannot be more ordinary. But he does not mind this. In fact, he wants a drama-free life away from danger. However, when he is mistakenly kidnapped by the Assassin's League, his life changes for the worst, and he becomes one of the few people to learn of Lyra's true identity. But it turns out he has a secret about his true identity too. What could it be? What a great question. What could it be? Original story: Killer in Disguise. Kaede Saito is just a polite, friendly, and ordinary student. She is well liked and respected by everyone. However, this is a mere facade, truthfully. She is emotionally dead and secretly a top assassin in the criminal underworld, getting a thrill from killing. Why is he so edgy? After killing the leader of the Yakuza, she somehow manages to befriend his high school age younger brother, who is not aware that she killed his brother, and is also a well-known delinquent. Alongside him, she meets the eccentric student council president, who despite their bizarre personality might be onto her. What? I guess I was just watching too much anime, I don't know. I have a few isekai ideas as well, like to kind of like put a spoof on an isekai. Yuto Haruki is unsurprisingly just an ordinary guy who likes anime and video games. After getting killed in a freak accident, he is reincarnated into another world, and is destined to be the hero who will defeat the Demon King. Or is he? In truth, he finds out the Denizens actually think he's nothing more than a spineless idiot. After humiliating and banishing him, he swears revenge and vows to become the thing they wanted to remove in the first place. It's so edgy. It's like a villain isekai story. Oh, this one is like really long. Should I even want to read this? Okay, it's just called Reapers. Set in a world where humans have a 50-50 chance of mutating into monsters after they die. A while ago, a bunch of deceased humans mutated at once, causing lots of damage. Because of this, when someone is about to die, they are placed in heavy quarantine. Then, if they turn into a monster, they are contained and can be killed easily. However, some people are against this completely, believing it to be inhuman. They believe the human is still living inside the monster and refuse to give their disease to the government. Because of this and other reasons, deceased human mutants, aka carcasses, walk around causing trouble. Groups of people called Reapers hunt them. The story centers around a girl named Nikao Swansong, who is losing a battle against cancer. She and her family live in a small town nearby a mountain. Her elder brother, Walton, is one of the top Reapers, and her younger brother, Polog, has Down syndrome. Nikao is in quarantine and loses her fight against cancer. Scientists are on standby to see if she turns into a monster. To their surprise, she does come back to life, but she stays human. Oh my god. She's the first person in history to come back to life and stay human. The scientists want to send her to the big city to investigate why she stayed human. Nikao decides to do some investigating of her own and meets an old village lady who reveals herself to be a fallen god and tells Nikao that death and life had a disagreement eons ago. This disagreement is what started the mutations after death and wiped out a lot of humanity. Nikao is the sign they are fighting again, and the fighting could end all life. Nikao must go on a quest to find life and death and restore order to the circle of life. She takes along the old woman's eccentric grandchild and her younger brother. She must also fight against humanity as itself as it gets in her way. I guess I did have some interest in this idea a while ago, but I don't know, I guess I kind of lost interest in it. That kind of happens. Save the name. The protagonist has everything she could ever dream of. She's the hero of the kingdom, has the perfect guy, she's half goddess slash vampire slash werewolf, and everyone adores her. She's perfect. However, there's one problem. Her name is Big PP. Her name is her only flaw, and she embarks on a quest to finally fix it. However, while on the quest, she learns a lesson about life, and perhaps begins to see she is not as perfect as she thought she was. I think that's kind of like a parody on like Mary Sue type characters. Singing story, somewhat inspired by Camp Rock. One night, a prince hears the most beautiful singing he's heard. He vows to find the person responsible for the singing. Unknownst should be unknownst to him. The singer was actually one of his own servants. Can their love defy the odds? That sounds. I usually don't like stories like that, so I don't know why I wrote that down. Must have been from a dream or something. Okay, my embarrassing demon father. Hannah DeVries is just a normal girl. Just kidding, she's half devil, heir to the throne of hell. But she doesn't care about that. She simply wants a peaceful life on Earth. On course, her embarrassing and overprotective devil father has different plans. He thinks she's too good for humanity, and none of them even deserve to be in her presence. Can Hannah successfully get the peaceful life she deserves, she desires, and deal with her embarrassing father? Maybe she might even make a friend or two on the way. Okay, well that's just another Isekai thing, I'm gonna skip over that. My demon bodyguard. The feared and ever-powerful Demon King Lucifer is defeated, and as punishment for his crimes, he is reincarnated into another world. No, it's a reverse Isekai. The heroes give him a checklist of things he needs to complete in this other world if he ever wants to return to his own world. But there's a catch. He's been reincarnated as a little girl. Not all hope is lost, however, as his powers draw the attention of a CEO of a big company who has an offer for him. To become a bodyguard for her son? Can he complete the task, or will he be stuck as a little girl forever? OMG, my teacher is a what? Expecting another pointless year at school, Isadora Alaves is rearing to give up on her life. However, things aren't as they seem. Her maths teacher, Mr. Namu, is strange, not just eccentric, but something inhuman about him. When Isadora is attacked by a strange creature that kills people, she is cursed to become something just like it. Only the mysterious Mr. Namu and the school bully can help her return to normal. Oh yeah, I later changed the story's name to Advocate of Death because OMG, my teacher is a really stupid name. Yeah, so this is the animatic I made for that story, and this is Isadora right here. So yeah, if you want, I'm not really interested in this story anymore, but you can watch this video if you really want to, but yeah. Neptune Waters. Sandy Ishmael keeps having the same dream about an mysterious kingdom underwater. One day they decided enough is enough and decided to venture under the sea to find the source of their dreams. So like a lot of these stories are also based, including fanfics, are also come from dreams sometimes. So I'll just have a weird dream and I'll be like, oh that was cool, and I'll just write it down. The story of a young man who is cursed to turn into a monster by day. He falls in love with a princess who's engaged, but her fiancé is abusive. However, she can't break up with him because of family ties and such, and seems the other guy is hiding something too. Very vague, like, not really giving much away the escapism. Haruto Tanaka is just an average high school boy, or so you'd think. In reality, he's been trapped to eternally be the protagonist of generic romance stories. Will he ever escape? 100% worthless. My parents are the two most powerful superheroes that ever lived. So naturally, you'd think I'd be even more powerful, but I've got nothing at all. That's fine, I don't want to be a hero anyway, I want to be an author. But heroes and villains won't leave me alone. Absolute death, that terrifying monolithic beast, the most mortifying thing I've ever seen. It has tentacles, 1,000 eyes, and teeth that will rip you to pieces. Oh yeah, that's my boyfriend. I got reincarnated as the what? A loser otaku swaps bodies with a princess from another world and all goes to hell. I don't know what's her title. It's your typical reincarnated as the princess from another world, or is it? Turns out this princess has been dealing in some strange stuff. She's a drug dealer. Body. All the organs working together. Okay. 99% human. A kid whose parents created them a robot sister as a perfect child. However, when the robots become illegal, the two have to run away, searching for a genie that will supposedly turn the robot human. That one's actually kind of interesting. I think I could do something with that one. This is not a harem. A dark humor about a group of girls who absolutely despise this one guy and constantly try to sabotage/kill him. The Prince Who Tried. That's a great idea. That's a great name. When the prince's fiancé gets kidnapped by a dragon, like all fairy tales, the prince is determined to rescue her. One problem though, he's not very good at this whole rescuing thing. Join him and his loyal knight as they travel across the lands, attempt to save the day, and perhaps get caught up in a lot more than they bargained for. Weird food idea. I think this was from a dream. Story about people who suddenly can't. Story about people suddenly can't eat food anymore and everyone has to go on IV drip. A random girl who comes from another universe. She accidentally walks through a portal, shows up and is confused about everything going on. It turns out people can't remember their names either and everything is getting vague and vanishing. So the girl tries to make everyone remember everything by repeating her own name. Mordine, Morpause, and Pentalini, what? And food starts to appear. What is going on? It makes no sense. It's just like, what? It's just like AI gibberish. I mean, it's not AI because it came from my head, but... Another dream story about a detective who goes to visit a weird movie studio to find a missing woman. They can't find the studio at first, but soon get sucked into this strange psychedelic world of all different kinds of movies, technology, and entertainment from different eras mashed together. A lot of people are inside, and the detective has to try and find their way out as well as the woman. There's also a lot of random pop quizzes for some reason. I think it was inspired by like Cool World or something, that dream. It's just weird alien idea. So there's these people in suits fighting aliens, but it turns out the aliens are actually artificially created because the evil scientists wanted to have a good test run for the suits in case real aliens came. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Dead Serious, a slice of life / supernatural story about someone who got a job at a supposedly haunted cemetery because of the good pay, only to become friends with the ghosts that reside there. Vampire thing. Story about 5 vampire siblings who are trying to get into politics. I have no ideas for names, but it's a dream. Weird story idea based on some guy whose mum got killed, and then a society based on people who can transform into animals, and people who live in some kind of cult who want to kill them. I actually did have... I remember the dream for this story was very vivid, and I actually think it was the dream was really cool, but like... I don't know, sometimes I can't really recapture the magic in real life. That's all of these for now. There is I don't know, like I said, only some of them really capture my interest, but then again, I just find it hard to stay interested in stuff for a while. I do have more ideas, including fan fiction ideas, so if you guys want to see more of that, I'm happy to look at more of these weird ideas. I think if I had to pick my favourite out of these, I'm kind of drawn towards that one with the robot. Where is it? Yeah, this one. I kind of like this one. I think that would be an interesting idea. There's too many Isekai ones. I don't want to see Isekai anymore. Not even an Isekai parody. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And like I said, if you want to see more, I'm happy to do more of these.